Hi, how you doing? Welcome back to Bluebirds Walk. It's the first defeat of the season for Cardiff, and we're reviewing that with Ellis and Craig. Coming up this week, calls that Isaak has to now start over Cian Ashford. What on earth was going on in that first half with Osho? And is the defence looking a little bit shaky in recent weeks? Delighted to have you back with us. If you can fit 20 more minutes of Cardiff into your life somehow, we'd be very grateful for you to press that subscribe button and listen to as we do all match reviews and discuss all things Cardiff. Jamie's away this week. I'm watching the women's game, which is scheduled at the same time as recording this, so hopefully good result for the women's game. But Craig, welcome back. Good to see you, fella.
Thank you very much.
It's your tweet, I think, that we start with this week.
No, really.
Craig says it's a wake-up call. The subs should have been made at the half time. We came out sleeping as if we were 5 up. Ozo's maniac first half. We'll talk about that in a minute. Lawler and Fish, if both fit. Isaak has to start over Ashford, right? Discuss why.
Oh, dear me, where do I start? Honestly. What's driving me bananas is the lack of crosses into the box when we've got Isaak in there. I just don't see the point of him being on there if we are insistent on cutting in and passing it into the box or the 10 or the midfield or back to the full back even. Before long, he's just going to get so frustrated and throwing his arms up in the air. Like so many times, even when Ashford is away, he slows down and he's waiting for that full back to catch him up. And you think he squares up to him, is he going to take him on? And he's passing it back. And I think Isaak is just so more direct. You can see that when he's running at them, you think he's got shot to a cross in his head. And not, I don't think Ashford have.
Yeah. Alice, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I think we spoke about it last week, didn't we? About the lack of crosses into the box. And I think it was Craig's tweet last week where we were talking about how Robinson might be a bit more effective in that central role. Isaak had some chances. I think one of his headers smashed the crossbar. But I think our loss against Bradford, I don't think we played as bad as the result shows, to be honest. I think, we created chances. We had some big chances, and we probably should have scored another 2 goals. I think you play that game another time, it might come out with a different outcome, But no, I agree. I think Osho, outside of the box with ball at feet, I think he was quite effective. Dribbling out of defence, passing out of defence, he was good. But that slide tackle to give away the penalty was just a bit rash, wasn't
it? just a little bit.
Like a torpedo, wasn't it?
Just a little bit
of it. Is Bradford the best team you've played, Craig, so far?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But as good as they were, and as good as like the first goal, as good as the goals were, they were all stoppable. They could all been prevented, and like Ellis said, we had chances. It could have been 3-3, 4-3. It could have been 5-0. As good as they were, I thought even at 2 down, I thought we were more than capable of getting back into it. I never thought we were dead and buried, as good as they were. No.
Okay. You weren't on your own with thinking about Ashford either. Here's another one. Daniel says, I can't understand why Turnbull is starting him in field when you need legs and challenges. I'm also yet to see what anyone else sees in Ashford. Surely Kellerman is fit to play by now. Defences look shaky too. Not sure why Lawler isn't starting. He's our best centre-half right now. Yeah, a few people saying this, Ellis, that defensively we perhaps haven't looked as solid as we did in the opening couple of weeks of the season. Have they got a point?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's a credit to Lawler it's clear that we miss him when he's not in the squad. For such a young man as well, he's a pinnacle part of that defence for us. And in terms of Kellyman as well, as the tweet just mentioned, I think when he came on, he looked impressive. He had a moment in the game where he put a nice pass through to Robinson and he just put it wide, but that's one of the big chances that could have gone in. But no, going back to Lawler, yeah, I think he's a really important part of that defence, and fingers crossed he's back for Wigan on the weekend, because I think you still do go for a Fish and a Lawler as the back two.
Yeah.
Are they the best for you, Craig? Fish and Lawler combo?
Yeah, they've got to be up until yesterday. They've only conceded 2, and they were both penalties. So I don't think either of them deserve to be dropped. And Osho, without the tackle, Osho did. When the ball got played into I think it was the 10 or the striker when he dropped off, Osho just followed him in, and he left a gap in all, and the other striker ran in, and he was in. How we came gunning out of defence is beyond me. And Lawler, like you say, was such a calm head.
Yeah. Just on that,
Yeah.
I mean, Travis said Osho was appalling. That's quite a strong word, isn't it? Hopefully Lawler will be back soon. Yeah. Is it appalling? Was it an accurate word, Craig?
I don't think appalling. No, I think that's a bit harsh. Appalling. He just had that moment of madness where he came rocking out to the back four and left that all, rather than leaving the midfield drop back in. And obviously he tried to make up for it, but then all he had to do was stay on his feet. Like, so he went in like a missile. He could have been sent off another day, another ref, couldn't he? I couldn't believe it.
With League One refs as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's lay some beaten by a sharper, stronger, more hungrier team today. Alice, is that the jumps?
Yeah. It was clear that Bradford wanted him more. As Craig alluded to, all three of their goals. The first goal was an unstoppable missile of a shot. Fair play. I think it was Tommy Lee that scored the first one, but that was a really good shot. I think obviously the second goal was the penalty, and the third goal was, if you look back on the replays, it looks like it was going wide. And then it's obviously come off Wintle and gone into the back of the net. But yeah, I think what it boiled down to at the end of the day was Bradford wanted him more, and we got found out, to be honest.
Okay. Let me know your thoughts on this next one, and I'm keen to let people in the people watching the comments let me know on this one. Ned says we were well below par, but credit to Bradford and Greg Alexander. They got their tactics spot on. We were always going to lose at some point. Now it's about how we respond. I'm glad I stayed until the end, unlike some called fans. It's 1 defeat in 11 FFS, and I'm pointing out that lots of fans had gone before the final whistle. I mean, there was a 2-goal difference by then. But given the start you had, Craig, and given how exciting it is to watch Cardiff, are you surprised that people are leaving early, even though the result is unlikely to change?
Yeah, maybe. To be leaving in droves, I think, is a bit drastic with one loss that we've started. It's the best start in God knows how long. But yeah, I am a bit surprised at that. Because, like I say, even a 3 when Robinson scored, I thought, hey, here we go. I thought we could well get back into it. But like I say, it could be a good thing that we've lost. Same as Port Vale. I thought that was a baptism under fire. I thought that was a good thing. Really, it was a wake up call, and this could be a wake up call too.
Yeah, Alice, did you leave early?
No, I was there right to the end. But no, I think that tweet was spot on, really, because I think it is going to be a case of how we respond from this. Is it just a blip on the way, or is it something bigger, and we're going to go on a bit of a bad run? But yeah, it's just down to the boys and how they respond to this now, isn't it?
The Burnley game wasn't going to really tell us very much, is it? I mean, we just ticking that one off as a loss, or Craig, do you think you can get anything from this game?
Well, it depends. I think Burnley are going to want to stay up, aren't they? And so they may play a weekend side. So we could go up there and pinch something. And it would be nice to go into the next round because, especially with Swansea beating Forest, we could have a nice derby draw. Who knows? Because we got no derbies this year, have we? Yeah. So it might be it might be worth getting through, like,
Okay. Wigan then next, Alice. Ryan Lowe's Wigan, of course, have just got thumped by Bolton. Is it a case of beware the kind of the hurt animal when the players seem to have just lost in their big derby? Do you expect a reaction?
It can go one of two ways, can't it? It could be they're down in the dumps and we can take advantage of that, or they could have a massive reaction and be really up for the game against us. But as long as we play to our best, I think we've got enough to beat Wigan, especially even on their own patch. And it's been a bit tricky for us on the road, but yeah, I think we should be able to go there. Obviously, we've got the game against Burnley, like you just said, and it would be nice to go to the next round. But I think all eyes have to be on Saturday against Wigan, and yeah, take advantage of them just being trumped in the derby.
Yeah.
And let's bounce back from our first defeat.
Just before we move on, Luton and Plymouth both lost again at the weekend. Craig, have you been surprised? Of the 3 relegated teams, the other 2 are really, really struggling. You're playing high. Is it a surprise to you? Did you expect them to be fighting alongside with you?
100%, yeah. I thought all 3 of us would be thereabouts playoffs. It shocked me, really. And I think as Plymouth made a good few signings, I think. And if only 2 seasons ago Luton were in the Premiership, it's It is really surprising, isn't it? But that's what can happen, can it? It's easy to slip and slip again. It shows how easy done it is. It's surprising.
Yeah, okay. Right, we will review the Wigan game with you then next week. Finally, we're talking about the players that have gone a bit under the radar so far this season. So for each of you, and please help us out in the comments here, which player in particular, Ellis, starting with you, have we not spoken about on here who needs a bit of more of a shout out?
I think the player's gone under the radar the most has probably been Joel Bagan. I think him being our left back and, you know, our staple there. And he's just, you know, he's Mr. Consistent, isn't he? He never steals the show, but he gives a consistent 7 out of 10, you know, every week. And he doesn't make many mistakes. But no, for me, it's Joel Bagan. But I think close second place is probably Joel Colwell. Just, you know, he's a workhorse. And I think in the game on the weekend against Bradford, we could have really done with him from the out, you know, completely fighting for challenges. Even when we're down, he doesn't give up. So, yes, it's a Joel Bagan and Joel Colwell for me.
Okay. Craig?
Yeah, I was going to say the same, to be honest, but going different, I'd say Capaccio has really impressed me. He's coming out as a youngster, coming out to the academy. Because up to yesterday, even going forward, I can't see NG getting a game. As in, we haven't spoken about, perhaps, I love Turnbull. I know that tweet didn't agree so much because he didn't have the legs for a tackle. But I think we need him in there so much because he's a good passer of the ball. And he's brave enough to pass the ball forward and get us moving. He's just, Turnbull, I love him.
Okay. Let us know in the comments who else would have got a shout out here, and we'll read some of these out next week. Thank you very, very much, both of you. Enjoy the game at Burnley. Enjoy your trip to Wigan as well. Some nice pies up there. Get yourself. It's pie land, isn't it? And we'll catch you both the other side of that game in 7 days' time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good week, everyone.
Thank you very much.